Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Shah Sir Classes and Evershine Coaching Center. I am Shah Sir here. My dear students, we are going to continue of class 10th Science, Biology, Life Processes. In our previous modules, we have discussed about what are life processes and the types of nutrition. Now, in our previous class, in the module 4, we have already done with how the nutrition takes place in human beings, and this is the continuation of nutrition of human beings. Let's begin. Now, observe your students. So, this is the human alimentary canal. That is nothing but digestive system. Now, step number 1. Now, a person is having some food, isn't it? Yes. Now, as you can see, he has taken the food inside his mouth. Now, inside the mouth, the food is processed to generate particles with smaller size with the help of the teeth. Now, these teeth are helping to crush this food into smaller pieces. Right? Now, he starts chewing even by using a tongue and the salivary glands. Now, the food is crushed with wetted with saliva. It is secreted by salivary glands. Salivary glands are going to release saliva. Now, this saliva is going to mix up with this food. This saliva mix up with this food, and this helps the food to become soft and spongy. Understood? Yes. Then, as you can see, a person, he is eating the food, he is crunching the food with the help of saliva. Now, this saliva contains an enzyme which is called as salivary amylase. Saliva consists of an enzyme. It is known as salivary amylase. Now, how does this salivary amylase acts? How does it perform its function? Are you getting? Yeah. Now, observe your students. Now, this is called as starch. What is starch? That is carbohydrates. Do you remember? In our previous session, we have already discussed simple complex food is converted into simpler one. So, this is what we are seeing the action. How this complex food will convert into simpler food. Now, the starch is a complex food particle, correct? Now, starch once it comes in contact with the salivary amylase, as you can see, it start breaking. Then, once it breaks into sugar, that's called as glucose. Now, as you have seen, how the complex food has changed into simpler food. Now, the starch earlier it was a complex sugar. Now, with the help of salivary amylase, it has broken into simple sugar. First it was a complex, and now it has become as simpler with the help of salivary amylase. Now, the food is partly digested in the mouth. It's not complete digestion has happened. Just the food has partially digested. मतलब कि थोड़ा थोड़ा digestion हुआ है. अभी complete digestion इधर पे नहीं हुआ है. Now, the digested food starts in the mouth. From where the digestion starts? From the mouth. Don't forget. Most of them, in case if this question appears, they will tell stomach. कहां से पहले डाइजेशन स्टार्ट हुआ करके अगर से आपको क्वेश्चन पूछा गया तो आप बहुत सारे बच्चे क्या लिखते हैं? सर पहले डाइजेशन स्टमक में होता है. नो, द फर्स्ट डाइजेशन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम माउथ. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस? ऑब्जर्व हियर. नाउ द पार्टली डाइजेस्टेड फूड goes down through esophagus. Can you see this? Slowly. Can you see this? Yeah. the partly digested food went into the esophagus. How does this happen? How the food is going through the esophagus? Let we see. Due to the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the muscles of esophagus, can you see this? The esophagus muscles are performing a rhythmic action and contraction and relaxation. Can you see this? How the food is moving? Because of constant contraction and relaxation. That is called as peristaltic movement. What is called as peristaltic movement? What is peristaltic movement? Peristaltic movement is nothing but if there is a contraction and relaxation of the muscles, so this movement is called as peristaltic movement. As how the food is moving, can you see? देखो बेटा, ये जैसे कि एक रबर के जैसा है. Can you see this? एक जैसे कि एग्जाम्पल balloon. You can take the shape of a balloon, or you can take a shape of a, what we say, as the particle is moving, can you see it's moving, it's expanding. जब वो पार्टिकल मूव हो रहा है तो एक्सपांड हो रहा है. जब पार्टिकल नीचे आने के बाद ऊपर का हिस्सा क्या हो रहा है? क्लोज हो रहा है. कैन यू सी दिस मूवमेंट क्या हो रहा है? जब पार्टिकल आगे जा रहा है तो उसका जो साइज क्या हो रहा है? एक्सपेंड हो रहा है. आर यू गेटिंग? एज द पार्टिकल्स गो डाउनवर्ड्स, relaxation is happening. So constantly contraction and relaxation is going to takes place. So this movement we call it as peristaltic movement. Now due to the peristaltic movement, food easily it will go inside the stomach from the mouth. If there was no peristaltic movement, imagine what happens if any particle has sharp edge. Then what happens? It never goes down. It will stuck in between. If there was no peristaltic movement, then soft particles easily they can flow down. Hard particles, they never flow down easily. It takes more time for them to reach to the stomach. Because of this peristaltic movement, it is giving a space, it is giving a thinner lining so that easily the particles can flow from mouth to stomach. Got it? Now the food enters into a J-shaped stomach. So this is, can you see here? So this is in the shape of a J shape. Okay, good. Now can you see this? From esophagus, the food has entered into the stomach. Can you see this? From the mouth through the esophagus. Now where is the food is appeared? Now the food has entered into the stomach. Now in the stomach we have three gastric juices. We have gastric glands. Correct now? In our previous modules we have discussed, right? Different types of glands, different types of digestive glands. Remember? Yes. Now this will comes into the action. Now the gastric glands present in stomach release three gastric juices. Which are those? This gastric gland releases first gastric juice, that is the first one is HCl. So hydrochloric acid. First they have released. Here the first one is HCl. Now question, this is one of the most important question. What is the function of HCl in the stomach? Now what is HCl is doing here? Let's see. So HCl kills the germs present in the food. What is the function of hydrochloric acid in the stomach? So first it kills the germs present in the food. Now see, he is a germ. Because of HCl, what happens? He will be killed. Then it also creates acidic conditions which are necessary for digestion of proteins. So it will create a acidic atmosphere in the stomach. So that will help in the digestion of proteins. So proteins के digestion में क्या होता है बेटा? एक acidic atmosphere create करता है जिससे proteins digestions में helpful होगा. So we have two functions of HCl. First is it kills the germs present in the food, and second point is it will help in the digestion of proteins. It creates the acidic condition for the purpose of, or for the reason of digestion, for the purpose of digestion of proteins. Next, second juice is enzyme. Which is that enzyme? pepsin, which digests partially proteins. Next we have an enzyme. Can you see here? This is the enzyme. Can you see here? This is the enzyme. It's called as pepsin. Now what is this pepsin does? What it does? It is, can you see this? What has pepsin has done? Can you remember the previous slide? Pepsin partially it is digesting the proteins. Are you getting, children? This pepsin partially it is digesting the proteins. This is a protein. Can you see here? This is the protein. Now what this pepsin did? Can you see this? Partially it has digested. Can you see this? Proteins have broken down into smaller pieces. And third juice is mucus. Very, very, very important part. This is the third juice which is present in the stomach, that is called as mucus. So mucus which protects the inner lining of the stomach from action of the acid. Now you can imagine acid, if acid is present, okay, you take acid, put on your hand. What happens? Your skin will burn, heat will be liberated, huge amount of heat will develop and it will cause a harm to your body. Then imagine how much amount of acid is already present in our stomach, but still our stomach skin has not hurted. Correct? कितना एसिड हमारे स्टमक में है, उसके बावजूद अभी तक हमारे को कौन सा भी किसी भी तरह का हीट हमारे को महसूस नहीं हुआ और हमारे स्किन में कुछ भी डैमेज नहीं हुआ है. किसकी वजह से? बिकॉज ऑफ म्यूकस. सो म्यूकस is helping the stomach from the action of acid. Any doubts? Are you getting? So we have three juices. Which are those? Number one is hydrochloric acid, number two is pepsin, and number three is mucus. So these are the three different juices are helping for the digestion of food inside the stomach. Next, the partially digested food leaves the stomach now. The food which has partially digested, still the complete digestion has not taken place. ठीक है, जितना डाइजेशन हुआ है, कैन से दिस अर्लियर so much food was present. अब इसके अंदर in this how much food has got digested, that amount of food now it start leaving the stomach. Understood? It start leaving the stomach. Now this is the exit of the food from the stomach by a muscle called as sphincter muscle. Which is that muscle? Sphincter muscle. Now this is act as a valve. Can you see this? This is the end of the stomach. Understood? Before it enters into the small intestine. So here we have a muscle. What is that muscle called as? Sphincter muscle. Understood? Now the food once it crosses the sphincter muscle. Can you see this? This is called as valve. This is a special valve. Understood? Which is allowing a partial food to enter into the small intestine. Got it? Now once if this opens, what happens? Let we see in our next episode, in next module. I hope the class is interesting, isn't it? How was this class? Do not forget to comment below. And if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Shah Sir Classes, do subscribe it. Like, comment and share. Take care. All the best.